is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Thursday, the 8th day of August in the year 2019. Here's what we're tracking tonight. In a meeting that lasted less than 30 minutes, President David Granger this morning assured a new chairperson and the commissioners of the Guyana Elections Commission of the government's continued respect for its independence. The president and the government team met with GCOM Chair Justice Clerk, the Chief Elections Officer, and all the commissioners this morning at his office. In a media briefing just after the meeting, President David Granger said he did not think it was inappropriate to meet the new GCOM Chair and a new commissioner so early in the chairman's reign, but he wanted to assure the full commission of the government's continued support.
Although it is early in the tenure of the new chairman, I don't think it was inappropriate to meet at this time to give her the assurance that the government is going to continue to observe the independence of the Elections Commission. It will not dictate, it will not interfere, it will not intrude in the work of the Commission. It will observe all of the roles and responsibilities of the Commission given to it by the Constitution.
The president indicated that he's likely to be in touch with the commission again after the August 14 ruling by the Chief Justice on the challenge to the ongoing house-to-house registration exercise. President Granger said once he receives advice from the Elections Commission about its readiness to host elections, he will act on that advice.
We are ready to pursue any legal action that we feel would lead to a favorable outcome to have credible elections in Guyana. Our concern is with credible elections. And we have said over and over again that if the list is flawed, it must be corrected. It is for the Commission to say how it will correct that list. But as leader of the People's National Congress Reform, as chairman of a Partnership for National Unity, as president of Guyana, we are interested in credible elections.
The president said the government has already provided the Elections Commission with over $3 billion for the hosting of elections. He has repeatedly said that he will set a date for the elections based on the advice of the Commission.
We are not in the business of giving any direction to the Commission. The chairman will advise me on the readiness of the Commission. So we are not proposing any role. As far as the readiness is concerned, the commissioner, the chairman must advise me. We will provide the commission with all of the resources. We've already provided over $8 billion between November, even prior to the no confidence motion, we provided billions of dollars, and we provided again this year. So our role is just to make sure that the commission has resources.
The first full meeting of the Guyana Elections Commission under Justice Singh's chairmanship is set to take place next week, and it will likely address the issue of the way forward for elections. More news coming up in just a moment.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95, tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyot Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyot's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive! Hello, baby. Yeah.
It's knocked away from Young Huang.
Yo, why you gotta get away from the credit, buddy? I recommend that you from Young Huang. Let me watch the game. But it's not you that buy back the credit when it's done. Buy back. Like a shit money from 5. Fab 5?
Activate the GTT Fab 5 plan today. For only 5,005, you get free unlimited calls to 4 of your closest family and friends, 5 gigs of data plus 250 text messages, and your Fab 5 friends can call you for free. GTT Fab 5.
Wait. So who we putting as we Fab 5? Yours.
Securing the best healthcare facility for you and your family is important. At Balwansing Hospital, we take pride in giving you the best healthcare at unbeatable prices. We offer a 24-hour emergency care, a well-equipped ambulance, the best group of international doctors. Whatever your medical needs are, we are here to make sure you're taken care of like family. From eye care to dental service, the best, most experienced gynecologist, pediatric care, skin care, well-trained radiologist, and a trauma center. Our goal is to get you healthy so you can live a healthier life. Balwansing Hospital, caring for you and your family by offering healthcare at unbeatable prices. Live, love, and enjoy life. Call 226-4279 or visit us at 314 East Street, Georgetown. Balwansing, best healthcare at unbeatable prices.
The Guyana Elections Commission has commenced the conduct of house-to-house registration in your area. Be on the lookout for the registration officials with authorized identification. You must have relevant original documents to get registered. A birth certificate, valid passport, certificate of naturalization or registration, adoption certificate, marriage certificate, deed poll. Registration is a legal requirement. Make it your responsibility to register. If you were previously registered, you must register again. Look out for GCOM. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0277 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy. Visit the website at www.gcom.org.gy or contact the nearest GCOM registration office.
Welcome back. Opposition-nominated member of the Guyana Elections Commission, attorney Says Gunraj, emerged from the meeting this morning between President David Granger and the entire Guyana Elections Commission, furious about the meeting.
It's a colossal waste of my time this morning. I think it's a collective waste of the commissioner's time this morning.
Mr. Gunraj also complained that there was nothing new presented to the meeting.
What we were subjected to is the regular nonsense from the executive about following the court's decision, etc. Nothing that is new, no new positions to be given, no new discussions, etc. were engendered. So, like I said, it's all just a waste of time this morning.
He said the meeting with the president was premature since the commission is currently awaiting a decision of the High Court on the challenge to the house-to-house registration exercise. Government-nominated Commissioner Vincent Alexander said he does not share the view that the meeting was a waste of time.
Well, I think it gave the chairman an opportunity to indicate where she's at, and she did just that. So I wouldn't say it's a waste of time.
The president has indicated that he intends to meet again with the Elections Commission soon. Well, opposition leader Guyot today complained that there have been attempts by persons unknown to gain access to his personal email accounts. At his weekly press conference, Mr. Guyot told reporters that he has been informed by Google of the attempts to gain access to his emails by persons unknown.
There have been several attempts to hack my email over the past 3 days. Several attempts. Been notified several times by Google. Like a lot of they're going in all the time trying with the different passwords.
The opposition leader did not say whether he filed any police complaint against the alleged attempts to gain access to his personal emails, but he claims there have also been efforts online to create fake profiles of opposition members and make fake statements on social media.
Mr. Neil Kumar, they created a fake profile of him and then made some of the most racist statements, some of the most vile racist statements, and attributed it to him.
It was under the Guyot presidency that a quick response cyber unit was formed, which utilized state resources to attack then opposition and other persons on social media over statements that they made against the government. That unit was housed in the former Government Information Agency building, and several persons, including relatives of former government ministers, were hired and paid to create fake accounts and attack anyone on social media who spoke out against the former PPP civic government. Let's tell you now that with the opposition People's Progressive Party alleging that Haitian nationals might be used to influence this country's elections, President David Granger has described such a concern as incredible and has rubbished the idea. At a press briefing this morning, the president said based on all the information provided to the government, the Haitians are not interested in staying in Guyana.
We want to protect the sovereignty and integrity of Guyana. We don't want to be used as a conduit for illegal migration. We already have thousands of Venezuelan migrants in the country. We are concerned about that. We know of the influx of Cubans, but suddenly there seems to be a great concern about the influx of Haitians. But my understanding is that they are not going to be involved in influencing the elections in Guyana, nor with the Cubans, nor with the Venezuelans.
He said it is clear that foreign nationals will not be involved in any influence of Guyana's upcoming elections. Official arrival numbers from the Immigration Department have shown that in the past 7 months, just over 8,000 Haitians have arrived in the country. But the same report has also shown that over 40,000 Cubans arrived, over 40,000 Americans also arrived, and more than 11,000 Trinidadian nationals. A Haitian support group in Guyana has called out the Guyana Times newspaper and the Culture News for targeting Haitian nationals who come to the country while ignoring other nationals. As a member of CARICOM, Haitians enjoy visa-free travel to CARICOM states, and they also are granted a 6-month duration of stay in whichever CARICOM state they travel to, like other members of CARICOM. Acting Town Clerk of Georgetown, Sharon Harry Monroe, has been sent on administrative leave by the Local Government Commission. The decision follows a number of requests by the Commission for documents regarding a number of financial and other issues at the Georgetown City Council, and the town clerk's failure to provide the documents. She received a letter from the Commission informing her of its decision earlier this week for her to proceed on administrative leave with immediate effect. The Assistant Town Clerk, Sherry Jerrick, will now act in the position of Town Clerk. The Local Government Commission has been acting on the findings of a commission of inquiry into the operations of the Georgetown City Council. That inquiry found several breaches and irregularities in the issuance of contracts and with the management at the Georgetown City Council. Former Town Clerk Royston King was fired as a result of the findings of the report, and the commission has been looking at several other senior employees who were also named in that commission of inquiry report. In the courts right now, 2 men who were charged in October last year with trafficking more than 12 pounds of cocaine were today found guilty and sentenced to 3.5 years in jail. A third man who was also charged walked out of the courthouse a free man after he was found not guilty. The 2 convicts, businessman Andre Singh and taxi driver Clifton Gavaya, offered no statements after the verdict and sentence were handed down. Before Magistrate Shirtle Marcus Isaacs informed the court of the sentence, the attorneys representing the interests of the 2 men asked that the court hand down a suspended sentence. The magistrate denied that request and informed the 2 convicts that they will be spending the next 3.5 years behind bars. In addition to the sentence, the 2 men were also fined $11.7 million each. The court found that the third man, O'Neill Charan, was innocent of the charge since he was only a passenger of the vehicle at the time of the drug bust. The bust was made by the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit along the Rupert Craig Highway during an operation by Kanu in October 2018. The men were reportedly under surveillance for a number of days. The packages of cocaine were found stashed in the vehicle in a soap box. Across the region is coming up next.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Canaan, East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013 with over $10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
Summer is just around the corner, and this year we're giving you a Visacation. It's easy. Get your GBTI Visa card and travel to your dream summer destinations or shop all you want online. With Visacation, you get to win prizes when you use your GBTI Visa card between June 1st and August 31st. Don't have a Visa card? Visit your nearest GBTI branch or go to www.gbtibank.com. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
The Hood Family Entertainment and Colgate's presents Soca, Sun, and Bacchanal. Daytime party 3 p.m. until venue Tucan Mall. Poolside. Early bird tickets $1,000. Look out for the bikini babes. Music by DJ Aquilo, DJ Quelly Rex, DJ Breezy, and Selecta Shaka. Ticket location at Kerwin Bryant Clothes Store, Skelly Dan Barbershop, and KD&J Supermarket. Sun, Fun, and Girls, August 10th.
Across the region right now, Venezuela's government says it will not attend a planned round of talks with the opposition this week to protest the Trump administration's freezing of its assets in the United States. In a statement last evening, President Nicolas Maduro's government said it was also reviewing the mechanics of the Norway-sponsored talks to guarantee their future effectiveness. The decision by Venezuela came just hours before the round of talks was set to begin today in Barbados. Little information has been disclosed about the talks that started back in May. Opposition leader Juan Guaido has demanded Maduro to step down and pave the way for a presidential election under foreign observation and with a revamped electoral council. In Trinidad and Tobago, the Minister of Public Administration there, Marlene McDonald, and her husband were arrested today. The Member of Parliament for Port of Spain South was taken into police custody early this morning. The arrests were made at the couple's home at around 4 a.m. by police executing a search warrant. The detention came after police went to the Director of Public Prosecutions with an investigation file on Tuesday. McDonald, who is a cabinet minister, is being investigated on the allegation of misappropriation of public funds. The Express newspaper reported that she was treated for a medical condition after her arrest. Back in June, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley advised then-President Anthony Carmona to revoke the appointment of McDonald, who was then Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities. She had only recently been sworn in as a minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities after a 16-month period of absence from the cabinet. The minister met with the Prime Minister on the morning of her firing as a result of the controversy caused by her choice of guests attending her swearing-in ceremony at the President's house in St. Anne's days before. And finally, at this time, international news. Large cruise ships are to be banned from entering Venice's historic center, the Italian government says. Ships weighing more than 1,000 tons will be rerouted away from certain waterways from September. The move follows an incident back in June in which a ship collided with a dock, injuring 5 people. But conservationists say the government's plans are insufficient to prevent underwater erosion and pollution in the lagoon city. Starting from next month, some liners will be forced to dock at 2 other terminals away from the city center, the Financial Times has reported. By the end of 2020, a third of all ships will be rerouted. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting.